All right, so let's get into it. So, obviously, I'm back on YouTube. I've had a period of my life where a lot of changes were happening, a lot of things were going on. So, really was taking the time to make sure that I was taking care of my responsibilities and making sure that everything was going good. And now I feel, alhamdulillah, that I'm at a point now where I can really start getting back into YouTube and really talking to you one to one about the things that are important to us as Muslim men who are interested in getting in shape and really developing ourselves to the max. So that's my hope to really post. If I can't commit to daily, I'll definitely do 3 to 4 videos per week, inshallah. And that's the whole point of this video of this video to give you like a recap of or we introduce you to myself and really make sure that I'm doing what I can to spread the message that I feel a lot of men need to hear. So without further ado, I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about, and I really didn't know how to conceptualize this in terms of how to put this in a way that you guys would understand what I'm trying to say without it being too out there. But I'm just going to get right into it. So, what's been on my mind has really been this idea of how getting yourself in good physical shape is more than just having the right habits or following the right program or eating the right kinds of foods. Because you and I both know more or less what we need to do. It's not so much the fact that we don't know what to do and we're confused about the process and we've never heard about things like strength training or calorie deficit or cardio or blah blah blah. Like we know about these things to some extent. Then why do we fail to make progress in these areas? Why do we fail to not take action on things that we know we're supposed to be doing? And that's something that I want to address, but from a different angle that a lot of people don't even talk about. And they completely neglect this part of physical transformation. So at this point, I've lost 40 pounds. And depending on where you are, that might be impressive, that might not be that impressive, but whatever. Like for me, losing 40 pounds, considering where I was when I started this whole fitness journey, for me, it's a huge deal because I didn't know the first thing about losing weight. And I thought that it was just this mystery black box that I would have to. I didn't know. I didn't know how to do it. So in my case, I didn't have the knowledge or the awareness of how this process actually worked. But when I actually started the process of figuring out what this was really all about, not only did I lose weight, but I also dug into my soul, deep into my soul in terms of who I was and what I was really capable of. And that's where I discovered how much potential I really have and what heights that Allah wants to take me to. Because you have to understand, once the process of losing weight specifically is a process of almost self annihilation, where you're shedding literal parts of yourself, like mass off of yourself. You're killing parts of yourself to be able to reveal a much better and different version and stronger version of yourself. That's really the whole idea. So as I went through this process, as I went on these walks and did cardio when I didn't feel like doing it, and went to the gym when I that was the last thing I wanted to do, or ate healthy, or refused to snack when all I could do was just think about that food that was right in front of me. All of that revealed a certain part of me that had always been there, but I had never gone through the gauntlet of understanding who I was really all about. And in this process, I found that my spirit, my ruh, was the driving factor behind everything that I was doing to have this change with my body. And you might think that's, well, what is spirituality? What does that have to do with losing weight? Can I just lose weight and just have this be like a natural process? You could. You could. A lot of people lose weight and it's like it doesn't really change anything about their beliefs or their identity or anything. But I would argue that if you have had some kind of transformation, or you know of someone who's had this kind of transformation, then you know that they are a completely different person after losing the weight. Because it's not that you can take a certain number of tasks and get to this goal without having this identity shift, or what I like to refer to now as this identity revelation, because you're not really changing your identity, because who you are from a spiritual DNA perspective, it's who you are. Your soul is your soul. So it's really just about this identity revelation that you have of this of coming of not coming out in that sense, but of revealing yourself to yourself, of who you are and what you're all about. That's the essence of what happens when you change your body, because you have to understand this also, that your body is only a reflection of what's happening inside of you. If you don't even think that you can change, if you don't think that you can lose weight and you can transform yourself, if your soul is not convinced of that and is not at least willing to accept that, that you will not take the actions. You will know, you will have the perfect program in front of you. You will have the coach in front of you. You will have the gym in front of you. You will have the healthiest food in front of you. But because your mind cannot wrap, you cannot wrap your mind around the fact that you can actually do this, that you will not make the change. And that's something that as I went about this process, as I lost the 40 pounds, if you don't know my story, like I started with 75 hard, and that gave me the sort of the groundwork to really start losing 15, 20 pounds. And from that point on, I kind of did my own thing about, losing weight. And now I'm at a point I've lost 40 pounds. So for me, it's really just been about this whole transformation, or this like this just journey of discovering who I really was and what I was really capable of doing. So that's the message I want to share with you. I don't intend to make this like a super detailed how to video. Like, I will do those in the future, or just as part of my weekly upload schedule, inshallah. That's something I do want to share more about. Like, how do you actually do this? Like, what does this even entail? And how have I done this personally? But I want to make this video short and sweet and really just talk to you about this aspect of spiritual revelation, or spiritual revelation that happens when you lose weight, and really just discovering who you really are, what your potential is, and all these different things that we know subconsciously that, okay, this is something that I should be considering. But for men, I've discovered this for myself, is that we discover ourselves in times of difficulty, in times of pressure. That's why, like, if you're living a comfortable life and everything is being handed to you, you don't really know who you are, because you're just responding, you're just receiving things, and you're not going out of your way to make a certain change in your life, or to have a certain outcome that may be different from what someone else has in mind for you. So it's really about understanding that, for me, as I went through this process, I discovered what I was really all about and what I could achieve and what I could do. Even before I'd achieved it, I knew that as I was going about this process, I was discovering that there was an element to me that could actually do this. And that had to come from Allah. That's not something that's because of me. Because anything that we do, anything that happens in creation, it's only by His will. It's only by Him manifesting His kun upon that thing. Whatever it is, you losing weight, you getting a job, whatever the case is, even a leaf falling from the tree, it's all by His word that this happens. So if something has happened in your life or something is not happening in your life, you have to understand that there is Allah's will at play. And there is an element of you showing your intention to Allah, and then for that thing to start manifesting in your life or showing up in your life, that's definitely there. But I want to not go all over the place and make this like, what is he even trying to say? I want to tell you that losing weight will be a spiritual transformation first and foremost, beyond anything. The physical transformation, even the mental transformation, will be a byproduct. The spiritual transformation, the revelation, whatever you want to call it, is the greatest achievement you will have after losing weight or transforming your body, or whatever the goal is for you in your particular situation, right? So keep that in mind and really try to understand why I'm even like talking about this. This is not something I'm just like saying just to say it. I truly believe that if men were really serious about their goals and they could actually see what they were capable of, then who they are at a deep spiritual DNA level would be the greatest transformation that they could ever achieve. So I'm going to leave this video there. There's so much more that I want to talk to you guys about and really start like having more YouTube videos going out. So inshallah, that will be part of the weekly upload program or schedule or whatever. So inshallah, stay tuned for that. And if you find this video useful, like, comment, all that kind of good stuff. And inshallah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Assalamu alaikum.